The 7 things you should be talking about today. Number 7.
President Donald Trump is back on his grind. He is commending the U.S. forces for a precision airstrike in Syria that targeted and killed a senior official of Haras al-Din, an al-Qaeda affiliate, calling it a decisive blow against terrorism. The operation, led by U.S. Central Command, aimed to disrupt the group's activities and protect U.S. and allied interests in the region. This is another one of those Iran affiliated groups, and they struck them with precision airstrikes in order to, again, limit their ability to create problems in the region. They pop up, we smash them down. That's sort of how this all goes. Trump's praise highlights the administration's continued focus on counterterrorism efforts, especially in Syria, where Haras al-Din has sought to establish a caliphate and threaten Western interests. A story as old as time.
Number 6.
The Baldwin County Jail has lost its approval to hold ICE detainees after failing to meet federal regulations that included the requirement for a daily recreational yard. Oh, those poor prisoners. They can't even get out in the yard and have a good time. Sheriff Anthony Lowry is criticizing the situation, saying that immigrants, quote, have more rights than U.S. citizens. As a result, detainees must now be transported to facilities in Mississippi and Louisiana, complicating immigration enforcement operations. Lowry has contacted Tommy Tuberville and Katie Britt, Alabama's United States Senators, to seek a resolution, while emphasizing that the county's efforts to assist federal agents remain ongoing and will not be hampered by this. I don't know, just put a fence up and be like, there's your yard. There you go. There's your yard. Go out there and run around and enjoy yourself. Hopefully they'll decide to do just that. Maybe that works out.
Number 5.
Elon Musk's Doge. The Department of Government Efficiency is pushing for access to the IRS's integrated data retrieval system, which contains detailed financial information on millions and millions of taxpayers. And we're supposed to be worried about this. I don't know why. There are unelected officials who already have access to all these things, but apparently this is a step too far for our society. And Elon Musk is going to steal your social security number. He is going to open up a credit card in your name. He is really screwing you guys over. Not all the people that he's trying to root out government corruption. No. It's the guys looking into the corruption. They're the problem. The out-of-control spending is not the problem. It's the people looking at it. Elon Musk is laying out that there are a bunch of people out there receiving Social Security that shouldn't be receiving it. That's an issue as well. People are screaming, stop, don't look over here.
Number 4.
Alabama State Senator Marika Coleman, Democrat out of Birmingham, has proposed a Gun Violence Protective Order Act, which would authorize courts to issue orders requiring individuals deemed as a danger to themselves or others to surrender their firearms. Now, you know these as their more popular name, red flag laws. And as I know them, in Alabama, we call them no way in hell, you stupid dummy. This is not going to happen. But the bill aims to reduce firearms-related deaths and injuries by allowing law enforcement, teachers, and family members to petition for such orders with penalties for violations and false filings. So the idea is you allow people to say this person shouldn't have a gun, and there's supposed to be like a hearing, and that hearing decides whether or not those people can have guns. These things have a heavy lift, and then on top of that, then they have a tough hill to climb, and we'll use some other metaphors that make it sound like this is a tough road to hoe. Very unlikely.
Number 3.
Another week, another lame protest for the American left, and they gathered a pretty decent amount of people in various places without a coherent message other than Elon Musk bad, Donald Trump bad. They should really not be allowed to be president. Elon Musk is president, right? But Donald Trump should be in jail for stealing. I don't know. The whole thing is weird. So they don't have really a comprehensive or a cohesive message, nor do they have many traditionally attractive people, but they've been able to put together some pretty good protests, I guess. No kings on President's Day. That's what one of the banners said. There are some problems with this whole thing, and that is, what are they mad about? As I mentioned before, that they're looking into the inefficient government and saying we shouldn't be wasting money like this. He wasn't elected. Well, he was appointed by the guy who was elected. The protests took place in places all across Alabama as well. And then Donald Trump resigned, right? That happened. That's what happened.
Number 2.
As we continue to pretend a lottery, a casino, gambling, I don't know, 3-card mounting deal is right around the corner like we have for the last 20 years. The Birmingham Racecourse, recently acquired by the Porch Band of Creek Indians, is expected to be redeveloped into a premier entertainment destination, with the tribe considering significant investments to modernize the facility and potentially create a resort similar to its Wind Creek properties. This leads me to believe that they're like, but what if we had gambling here? Wouldn't that be sweet? Look at this. This room right here, this massive room. Think about if we put like all sorts of card tables in here and blackjack and roulette. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be great? That's what they're going to try to do. So their argument is, hey, we've already contributed a lot to the state. We can contribute a lot more if you let us set up a casino right here. Look at this thing. Let's do that.
And now time for the number 1 thing you should be talking about today.
Donald Trump has dropped the punitive tariffs. Now, I don't mean dropped them like we're not going to do them. He's just changed them. Punitive tariffs, kind of. Reciprocal tariffs, that's where the real money is. Now that President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariff strategy has been announced as designed to match the import duties imposed by other countries, and it aims to reduce trade deficits, boost U.S. manufacturing, and address unfair trade practices. Look, Donald Trump has made this very clear. If you want to put tariffs on us, that's cool. We're going to do the same thing to you. And what he's announcing in this way is whatever your tariffs are on us, we're going to put them on you. So if you are putting massive tariffs on our cars, we're going to put massive tariffs on your cars. That's what we're going to do. And that will push people towards buying American. That's the argument that they're trying to make here. I think it's an interesting argument. Okay. And now, what about the places where there are tariffs on U.S. goods that don't necessarily create the same goods? What do you do in that situation? So there's sort of this idea that these reciprocal tariffs, I don't mind them. I mean, if you're talking about fair trade, this is literally fair trade. It's not free trade. Free trade is out. Fair trade is in. Punitive tariffs are out. Reciprocal tariffs, that's the new hotness that we're dealing with right now. And people are very psyched about the idea of reciprocal tariffs, but they're not at all. The plan is simple. Tariffs are fees that American companies encounter when they export their products to certain countries. Will then have those tariffs imposed on the countries, putting those tariffs in place on our companies. See how some of that works? Now, you can avoid this, and the way you would avoid this is by not having tariffs. And that's what Donald Trump wants. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Donald Trump's play here is stop putting tariffs on our goods. If you don't put tariffs on our goods, we won't put tariffs on yours. The big issue here, India, the EU, South Korea. These are some of the countries that will experience tariffs if this plan follows through. I like this plan. I do. You put tariffs on companies from countries that put tariffs on you. That's fairness. It's fair trade, not free trade. We got to understand this. This is a different idea. This is not fair trade. Excuse me. This is not free trade. This is fair trade. And again, don't hate the idea. Like it. And I'm supportive of this. If they're tariffing us, let's tariff them. And that's fine. Now, we also have all these other ideas where Donald Trump punishes countries for not doing what we want with tariffs as well. Look, this is a new international politics strategy, and I like it. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. I think I've been pretty clear that this guy won the election on the idea that we're going to do tariffs. Let's see what he wants to do. Let's see how it all plays out. There are real risks here, though. There are real risks here, and people have to be aware of that. And it could go less than great. That's a real possibility as well. But we'll stay on top of all of that, and we'll monitor how that goes. And look, the main goal here is to reset the world order, whether it's in Ukraine or Hamas, or excuse me, not in Hamas, in the Middle East or in Ukraine or wherever. The new world order, he wants to reset it, and that's one of the ways he's trying to do it. We're trying to reset the world order here as well, and you can participate in that process. It's very simple. All you have to do is pick up the phone. 205-545-9950. You can, of course, jump in here and voice your opinion. It's easy. and get your questions in for 10 with him. Tori will be with us today, even though she bailed on us yesterday. She was probably out of some protest or something. We'll figure out what Tori was up to when she was not working. So we'll have a conversation with her about that and so much more. So get your questions and get your comments in right now. 205-545-9950. You can pick up the phone, make a phone call, or text that in right here, right now. I am Dale Jackson. This is the fastest hour of radio anywhere on your radio dial.
You're listening to News and Views with Dale Jackson.